Hello, hello, hello. This is Kathy of kathysright.com. Back with you today live. An interesting day. I wish every time a Democrat lied, we heard this. And it would be loud all day long. So, as a Black Republican woman, dear Democrats, you had your chance. You blew it. You have 5 people running for office, none of whom are capable of taking on our fabulous president, Donald J. Trump. So just when you thought you had us with the Mueller report and the phony impeachment chaos and all your cockamamie nonsense, dear Democrats, you blew it. And you will lose in 2020. I'm here today because, oh my gosh, I forgot to tell you guys, you should visit my show more often. Subscribe, subscribe, subscribe. Because I've been kicked off of Facebook for 3 days, I think. I'm sure it won't be the last time. All the best people get kicked off of Facebook because they are the conservatives. They are the Republicans. Or they might just be independent thinkers or people who think for themselves instead of get told what to think by ABC, CBS, MSNBC, PBS. Shall I go on? There's too many to count. You see, they have an agenda. They no longer report news. They tell you what to think. Prove me wrong. They tell you what to think in a coordinated effort with the Democratic Party. They are one and the same. They're told what to tell us. They don't even have to agree upon it. I'm pretty sure it comes in the form of a memo via email because they all say the exact same sentences. They don't even try to be creative anymore. They don't try to report the news. They just tell us what they want us to think. And a lot of lame-brained people actually think it, and they think it was their thought. They have mesmerized us since the American Indian, before the American Indian. But remember the American Indian on the horse, and then he was on a boat, and he looked outside of the boat on that commercial, and he saw litter floating everywhere, and he was so sad, and he cried. Well, I never littered after that, did you? Well, it worked. When they realized how powerful the media was, they couldn't help themselves. They had to use it to manipulate our brains, to manipulate our minds. And then that wasn't good enough. They had to infiltrate the schools. And they taught us what they wanted us to know. They really didn't teach us anything new. I didn't get educated. I educated myself after college. What I found was that most everything that I learned in school was a half-truth, if not a flat-out lie. So I've determined in my life to think for myself, and I tried to teach my children to think for themselves. Unfortunately, they went to public schools. I mean, we started out at Catholic schools because I'm a Catholic, but when we moved out to the suburbs, there was no Catholic school within an hour's drive. So we thought, oh, the public school out here, this is a good neighborhood. This ought to be okay. And then I remember so many times thinking, what are they teaching my children at school? And I looked at their books, and their books were pretty lame, but very slanted left. But that was California, I thought. I said, well, that's to be expected in liberal lefty California, you know. But to my demise, I felt that I could still trust that at least the teachers would be individual thinkers. But I was wrong. Not all of them were bad. I'm a product of public education as well. I had a fabulous education. But like I said, I learned the most after school. I had one teacher who made a big difference. Her name was Mrs. Young. And you could tell she was a Republican. She didn't say it, but you could tell. And for some reason, I looked up to her. I was fierce in her class. I had to make an A in her class. She taught government. I loved it. I learned the Constitution. This was the way it was going to be, and I was determined. But my message to you Democrats is let my people go. Serious. This has been a barbaric, sinful 100 years where blacks used to have some sense, and we used to have businesses, and we used to have all on our own. We had our own banks. Our families were intact. But we let you liberals get in our heads, and look what we have now. 75% of all black babies are born to single mothers. Thank you, Democrats. We are killing our own children at your abortion centers, most of which are in our neighborhoods. Thank you, Democrats. You gave us programs. Every one of your program further disintegrated the black family. Every one of them. You built more and more prisons to put our men in. So it's no wonder that there aren't very many women of a particular age who are black and married in an intact family. I'm one of them. I married a white guy. Not because I chose a white guy, it's just that I dated the rainbow. I just happened to fall in love with this part of the rainbow. And he is awesome. In fact, we make jokes about it all the time because he never talks about race. He never did. He still doesn't. He doesn't think about it. I found that refreshing. But dear Democrats, let my people go. Dear Republicans, develop a spine. I'm happy to see that during the impeachment process, you developed a better spine. You stuck together for once. And you were tough and you fought back like I intended you to do, like I've always wanted you to do. And it was exciting to see. And I hope we can keep that momentum up, that strength. Democrats know that they cannot fairly win this election with socialism and globalism. So they are cheating. And they're cheating in ways like putting me in Facebook jail, restricting my speech, telling me what I can and cannot say for a meme that I think I posted it 2 weeks ago. I think this is funny, but it's funny. My feelings aren't hurt. I mean, I don't take it personally. It's a badge of honor, actually. Only the best people get put in Facebook jail, as I've said. But when I watch shows like The View and I see that idiot Joy Behar, I go, how is she still on TV? How is she still on TV? How does that work in somebody's mind that this woman with like the brain of a gnat on TV saying idiotic things? How is that working for you, Democrats? So what you did was you got us fired up. I went to Facebook jail. I cleaned off my desk. I did some writing for my blog, and I decided to continue to speak out. Because only conservatives are getting, they allow cannibals on Facebook. They allow them to advertise. There's really a cannibal. I saw a site, a friend of mine told me that on Facebook. They allow all sorts of sordid, despicable, behaviored people on Facebook. But if you post a meme that is conservative, all of a sudden you don't meet community standards. So let's get ready to rumble. Because you started this, but we're going to finish it. So what do we have to look forward to? Guess what? Ruth, RBG, they call her Ruth Ginsburg. You know, we're not hoping for your death. No, 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 no. That would be horrible. But none of them are spring chickens. We may get 2 more Supreme Court picks. That's what this is about. The Supreme Court. And getting rid of your abortion mills. Because it's really not about the abortion mills. It's about the people who want to remain sluts. Man whores and women whores. I mean, really, that's what it is. So, in order to hopefully get back to a nation that has a backbone and morals at the same time, we're going to have to vote a straight ticket, Republican ticket. And they make it more difficult. In Texas, I hear that this coming election, we won't be able to vote a straight ticket. That they made it so that you have to go person by person by person by person, so that to make it more difficult to vote Republican, because Republicans will vote a straight ticket. But guess what? We're not the lazy ones, so we will be voting ticket by ticket, by ballot, person by person by person. We're going to line up around the building, whether it's rain, sleet, or cold, which I doubt it'll be, well, November. It could be anything like that. Here in Texas, you could have 4 seasons in 1 week. But we're going to take care of that. So rest assured, fellow patriots, we're in this together. We're going to get through this nonsense, and we will win 2020. Trump will win, but we want a straight ticket. We want to get our schools fixed. We want to have school choice. If we want those things, if we want to fix this country, we got to get off our butts and do it every day. Now, I know we've got it in us because I got it in me. And God loves me, so he must love you too. So try again, Democrats, but don't even bother. I have a feeling that the momentum that you gave us after we had to look at Adam Schiff's face for so long, I mean, nobody should have to look at that face, but we had, do you ever look at people and wonder if they look like their mother or their father? And then you pity their mother or their father. I'm sorry. Every time I looked at Adam Schiff, I thought, gosh, is he like his mom or his dad? Because if he looks like his mom, oh, that's terrible. And if he looks like his dad, ooh, that's pathetic. But we do know that Nancy's son looks exactly like her. He had a job over in Ukraine at some power company as well, didn't he? Isn't it funny? All of these politicians, including Kerry, not just Joe Biden, Pojo. Pojo. Every time I think about Joe, I just say, Pojo. He's so po. He is. He's a po specimen of a man. And you know, if he ever got into place in office, he would just be somebody's puppet. Because he never had an original thought in his life. I doubt it. He's been told what to say, told when to stand up, when to sit down. And he always wants to compete with somebody at push-ups. I find that a little odd. Am I the only one who thinks that's odd? Who wants to do push-ups with an old guy? Poor Joe. Oh, Joe. Anyways, I'm looking forward to this week. This week should be fun. I finally got my house organized and clean, and I am not going to let go of it again. It takes me this long to get back into complete organization after Christmas. We are now in February. My house goes into chaos at Christmas. And then I slowly but surely regain control over the whole thing. And what I find is once you feel like you know where everything is, and you don't spend half your life looking for stuff, you have a lot more peace in your home. And I do this Fly Lady thing that I got on the internet. It's a cleaning system. And they tell you pretty much what your chores are for the day. But the beauty of it is you don't have to think or stress, because even if your house is a mess, you just do what they're saying today, because it's mapped out for you. And then by the end of the month, your house is spotless because you're totally, what's the word? Well, you're organized and you're decluttered.